I'm getting so many downloads right now that I feel like I need to record so that I can basically vent. The collective energy is expanding at a massive speed right now, and I don't know where to begin. There is so much shift on the collective level that the energy is not heavy, it's not light, it's increasing as if it's intense. Not in a bad way. This is really good shift. But I feel like I need to talk about it to make sense of them, because my energy is going really, really fast. And it's affected by other energies. I'm getting downloads, like I said. Okay, so the first thing that is happening on a collective level, which is the aliens, the existence of aliens, which if you are spiritual or even half aware or maybe even called a conspiracy theorist, you will know exactly that aliens existed. But it was the collective of the minority. It wasn't the collective of the masses, you see. So now the collective on the masses are becoming aware of other species or entities or the existence of what's besides the human race as intelligent, I want to say. But it's what's interesting right now is that energy is expanding, meaning, let me take a breath, meaning that the collective of the masses has an expansion of their consciousness. So it's their consciousness is going beyond the 3D, beyond what's seen, beyond the five senses. You see what I mean? So they are tapping into a higher dimension. Now, we've all seen a lot of shift and changes in the last 3 years, right? But right now, with this alien subject that's coming through, it's actually pushing the collective to become more spiritual. So we are seeing the intelligence of higher dimension beings. You see what I mean? So I'm feeling the energy. It's exciting, it's intense, because on the collective, the masses are moving into a higher dimension. Where most people are, it feels like the 3D, not the 3D, the fourth dimension, 4D, okay. So a lot of people actually describe the fourth dimension as the road to the fifth dimension. So it's almost like the whatever that's in between a higher consciousness. So in a way, it's like the transition. The fourth dimension is the transition from the third dimension to the fifth dimension. And a lot of the collective energy is on the fourth dimension, close to the fifth dimension. Now, this is great news, but with that also comes the evil intentions that is in the dark side of this consciousness, okay? We all know light and dark both coexist. Now, here is the thing. While you are in a transition of anything, you are not quite sure where you are or what to think of what you are going to experience. It's like you going to a place you haven't been before, so you don't know what to expect. You might have an idea of what to expect, in this case the fifth dimension, but you are still in the fourth dimension. So I can see, and well, more like sense, but I can, from the download that I'm getting, it's like people are not quite sure what to expect, and that's normal, right? Because they've never experienced it. But that comes with vulnerability, okay, vulnerability. So now if you have dark entities, which, you know, they exist, they will try to influence this experience. So a lot of people will go into the fifth dimension with fear, and you know that you cannot vibrate high enough to like be in the fifth dimension. So let me rephrase it. What the dark entities are trying to do is to implant fear, so that the person that is in the transition, which is the fourth dimension, backs away in the 3D. So even if, like, there is actually something interesting out there that is called the blue beam theory, okay? The blue beam theory is basically falsifying what you see or what you believe on a spiritual level, meaning fabricating a scenario where something happens in front of you so that you believe it. So it's, you know, something. I'm not going to go in depth of that. You can Google that on your own time. But these dark entities will try to falsify people's beliefs in order to keep them in the third dimension. Okay, so what you can do is these entities. Let me, because my mind is racing as I try to explain this, because I'm using a third dimension body to communicate to you right now. You see what I mean? The awareness that I'm feeling of the different dimension all at once is quite amazing, I must admit. Let's go back to the dark side, okay? The dark side is going to try to influence this collective transition towards the fifth dimension. If they succeed, you will be in the third dimension thinking that you are in the fifth dimension. Okay, it's important to know this. You can fabricate a fifth dimension into a third dimension. Okay, so that's what people need to be careful of. Like, I'm getting the excitement for the collective, but I'm also seeing what can go wrong and could take us back. I mean, this could set us back if that happens on a collective level. Okay, I don't think personally, that is my own personal view on this, I do not think that the dark side will win, but they have been very great at delaying this expansion. So I have no doubt that no matter how long it takes us, that we will get there. We will move to a higher dimension, and it's happening in the energy. But the dark side will try to fabricate, infiltrate, and influence that transition, which will basically give you, or give the collective, a U-turn. Now, if that happens, if they succeed, but they will have to try that trick over and over again, because energy is renewable. Okay, so all the light workers out there doing the work, let me fucking salute you, because that's what we do. The dark side and the light coexist. Now, they will try to, for their own selfish reasons, to influence the movement of the masses, but that's why we're here. That's why we are here. Okay, so Where do I even begin? You know, like a lot of people have so much power that they don't even, like, how do I explain this? So I might even cut this bit out, but doesn't matter. You know, a person can use their powers to manifest a reality without knowing that it's him or her causing that reality to exist. And so when you have the masses believing something, they create the reality that we collectively perceive. And so sometimes you will even find people that dissociate with that reality and call them all kinds of mental names. But in fact, dissociation of the collective reality is almost an act of rebellion. It's rebellious. It's not accepting the reality of the masses. Now, you can do that, but that will dissociate you from the reality you are in. That's true, but that's where the power of the collective is. So if we can influence the collective on the mass scale, whether that is light or dark, it will create this powerful, very realistic simulation. So a lot of people think this is a simulation. Well, it is of some kind. It is. It is the creation of everybody. And a lot of people might think, well, it's the 1% that is influencing everything. To some extent. They have a very powerful manifestation powers. But let me tell you, they are aware of their manifestation powers. Now imagine that you are good at something, but you don't know you're good at. Is it any use of you? Or is it any use to you? It's only your awareness of that skill, power, talent, where you can bring your awareness to it, that you can make it useful for you. And so a lot of what you see is that 90% of the people don't think for themselves, or are not aware of the power that they hold within their entity, within their own body that they have chosen to come on earth with. And the 1%, or even those that are spiritually aware, these are people that are aware of their powers, or aware of their God-given powers, whatever that means, God by source. Then they utilize that, they use it. Now you have people that use it for good, and people that use it for their own selfish reasons, or just pure evil reasons. Whatever it is, it's their choice. So I think what we need to be aware of is that the collective on the mass scale is on the right direction, but there are booby traps. there are traps along the way which can send us back. I don't know how long, but it can cause a setback. Okay. So we need to try our best. You know, those that are working towards this, those that are on this earth for a reason or a purpose, whether it's small or big, it all has an influence. We need to be at this time prepared for anything that could come along the way now more than ever. But also I feel like we have like a self-mission here. You have to be your best version. You have to focus your mind so that the power that you hold and that you are aware of becomes maximized. Okay. I don't know. I mean, it's very interesting. Like the energy is very past, present, future. This means that we can eliminate time soon enough. Now, when I say eliminate time, because time is a concept, time is an illusion, time is a concept we collectively, on a mass scale, agreed that it exists, and so it does. You see where I'm getting at, or what I'm getting at? And I feel like time is it's getting narrower and narrower. The concept of time, it feels like it's going to lose its significance, and it feels soon. Now, I don't know soon if it's soon 10 years or 20 or more, but it's sooner than ever. Like, if you think about it, time has existed for so long on Earth. And so I'm feeling like it's close. Now, close, you might think it's tomorrow. No, it's not. But close as in, like, I can see the collective not relying on time, because past, present, future is all happening now. Okay, I've explained this a few times. I don't know if you have seen that video or not, where I've explained how past, present, future all exists at once. But I feel like on a collective level, we will see that time will be irrelevant soon, and this is huge. This is a huge win. Okay, now obviously you can use that for evil reasons, as we said. You know, everything has two sides of the coin. Okay, but that is a big deal. Okay, that is a big deal that can change the dynamic of the collective altogether if this is discovered soon, which feels it's soon. It's like I can see a gap narrowing down, and that is the concept of time. That will be disappearing soon from life on Earth. And that is a big deal. That is a good deal, because that means that people will be in touch with their spiritual self more than the body and the time. Now, the body will still be valid to be on Earth, because it's a physical kind of creation, but we will see that people will operate from their higher self, almost like existing in the spirit, playing a character in a game. You know, when you have a game, you play the character, you can see the screen, you can see the person in the game, and that's your character, and that's your ticket on Earth. But I feel like the concept of that will change, where people will think like they're playing a game, you see, because they're not in their body and forgot who they are, because they will remember. If you remember who you are, you also know that past, present, future does not exist, because you all exist all at once. Right now is the past and the future, right now. And this is also a trick to manifest whatever you want in life, because in the concept of time, the future is ahead. And if you do not live by that concept, you see the future. I think there are so many things I want to talk about, but I think I've talked about the main ones that need to be out and shared. Yeah. If I have more to say, I'll probably record another one, but this will be it for now.